So let's start with what streaming is. There are two areas that you need to wrap your mind around in order to make creative choices about creating video content and putting it online: production and distribution. So production is the performance itself, and how you're capturing it or recording it. Distribution is where you are putting it online so that people can see it. How you capture the content can dictate where you can put it online, and where you want to put it can impact how you should capture it. So let's talk about the three different kinds of content that you can create. So first, let's talk about Zoom, video conferencing, i.e. Zoom, right? So video conferencing software. Then there's traditional live stream with cameras. And finally, you can upload video files. Technically, all online video content of any kind is streaming to you from the internet. So that is a confusing word. So when we say streaming, we're actually talking about everything. Whereas live streaming or streaming on demand or using video conferencing software are all different things, and they have different technical implications. So live streaming, Zoom and live streaming with cameras, it means that you are performing and your audience is viewing at the same time, live in real time. And there are basically two kinds of live streaming at the moment. Traditional live streaming, where the creator is publishing a video and the audience is watching the video. The audience is not a part of the video feed. They might be able to participate with the content through chat or reaction windows, but they are not involved and have no access to the video content directly. Oops, let's see. Uploading a video file means that you have already recorded something and you are now uploading a video file to the internet so that your audience can watch it when they want. And whether you choose to use video conferencing, live stream a performance, or upload a video file has different technical requirements. So let's talk about Zoom. Since it's pretty much dominating the space right now, especially as we are all socially distanced. First, let's be clear. Zoom is a video conferencing software that was never built with the intention of live performance in mind. That being said, it is amazing how live performers have made use of it so quickly. And it's proved to have some really great features that a traditional live stream doesn't. But before you jump into making Zoom shows, think about the role that it's filling right now. It is a great solution as long as performers can't be in the same physical space. It also has built-in distribution. So where does your audience watch a Zoom show? On Zoom. Or any platform that integrates with Zoom, like Facebook or YouTube. And the thing that I'm most interested in is that there's a very interesting relationship with the audience that can be had via Zoom that is definitely worth pursuing. However, once performers can be in the same physical space and creators start getting more ambitious with production value, it'll be interesting to see what happens to Zoom. So pros and cons are that it's live. Zoom can be your answer for production and distribution. Your performers can be in multiple locations, and there are great opportunities for audience engagement and participation. Cons: audio video from one performer to the next can be variable because of internet connections, making for a patchy audience experience. Lots of talking heads here, everyone wearing earbuds, not very interesting to look at. Everyone needs a reliable internet connection, and you'll need to pay a subscription for the software. So what about traditional live streaming? So traditional live stream is one-way video. Your audience is watching a video, but they are not connected to a video or a microphone themselves. There's an endless variety of what you can do here. At its most simple, you can live stream to certain platforms from your phone, tablet, or built-in camera on your computer. From there, you can advance to an external camera and microphone for better quality. And from there, you can advance to multiple external cameras and even multiple live stream feeds coming from different locations. And at each of these steps, you will encounter different equipment, costs, and technical considerations. So pros and cons: it is live. production value. You can ultimately capture whatever you have the imagination and budget for. There's really no ceiling for production value. And depending on the platform you publish to, there can be interesting audience participation and interaction using live comments and reactions. And you can start simple, even free, and add complexity as you get more comfortable. Cons, this can start simple, but it can get very complex. There's a higher investment of time, learning, and money here. Distribution is a bigger question. Where can you or should you publish your live stream? With any live streaming, including Zoom, you need to have a reliable internet connection. And I do want to say quickly that if you want to up the production value with external cameras and microphones and still use Zoom, you can. It's a bit more complicated, but Zoom does support this. And finally, uploading a video file. So I'll be honest, personally, live streaming scares me to death. I find this very scary. There are so many different things that can go wrong, or at least that can undermine the overall experience for the audience. I am much more comfortable with recording something in advance and then uploading it. Then I'm completely in control. And I think that some people feel like this is getting too far away from a live experience. But I think that's worth digging into also. For example, are we insisting that things be live because our audience wants it to be? Or because it makes us as live performers feel more relevant in an online space? And that's a very personal question that we can all grapple with. But I will say that my observation has been that people have been following live performers online because they like those performers and those organizations, and not because of the package that they are presented in. Whether you are live or not might matter more to you than it does to them. So I wouldn't disregard this option. What separates you from other online content creators or filmmakers has everything to do with your voice, how you're communicating to your audience, and what you're capturing. And besides, there are ways to manipulate your presentation to make it feel more live. If you publicize in advance, then film something at 3 o'clock and publish it at 7 o'clock, that still feels pretty live. But pros and cons. Okay, so pros, more control. Don't have to worry about technical snafus during the performance. Besides time and money, there is no limit to what you can create. If you don't have a great internet connection, uploading a video might be your only option. This is a great option for archived material. And finally, on-demand viewing. You can set a window of time that your video is available, then your audience can watch when it's convenient for them. Cons, it's not live, and there's really not much audience interaction. Audience is watching passively. So great, that wraps up production. So now we'll talk about distribution.